Where are the liberals going to turn? Who are these second, third place, fourth place, fifth place cardinals who are liberal? And so we're going to kick it off with an American, Cardinal Prevost. His name is buzzing around. I believe he is the dark horse candidate. And I think in some ways he could be the worst case scenario. So let me give you a quick background on Cardinal Prevost. He's 69 years old. All right. So, if he lives to 90, all right, that's a 21-year papacy. He was born in Chicago. He joined the Order of St. Augustine, so he's an Augustinian. He has a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics from Villanova, a Master of Divinity from Catholic Theological Union. That's not good. A doctorate in canon law from Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas in Rome, 1987. He was ordained in 1982, and he served as a missionary in Peru. He held roles as Chancellor of Chulucanas and taught canon law. In 2023, he has been prefect for the Dicastery for Bishops, a powerful position overseeing the global nomination of bishops. So if you're unhappy with the selection of bishops in the last couple of years, Prevost is involved in that. He was also made cardinal recently in 2023. I'm sorry, 2023. And he was elevated to cardinal bishop in 2025. He's liberal. He emphasizes migrants being pastoral, which usually is code word for denigrating dogma, denigrating morals, letting things be slippery. He has supported the Amoris Laetitia movement for allowing divorced and civilly remarried people to receive communion, and has shown support for fiducia supplicans. So that's the blessing of same-sex couples. Some describe him as a middle-of-the-road candidate or a compromise. So this is where he's dangerous. He's maybe not as radical and in your face as Pope Francis Bergoglio. He presents himself as a moderate. He definitely has even though he's American, he has the South American missionary legacy. And he also is pro-environmentalism, migrant rights, etc. Now, there's some scandals around Prevost, and this is probably what might knock him out. He has 2 scandals under his watch. Not personal, something he did bad with in a sexually inappropriate way, but the way he oversaw some cases. Okay, so the first one goes back to 1999 to 2001. While he was the provincial of the Augustinian province in Chicago, he allowed Father James Ray, an Augustinian priest suspended from public ministry since 1991 due to credible accusations of abuse of minors, to live in the St. John Stone Friary in Chicago. The friary was near a Catholic elementary school, and Prevost did not notify the school administration or the parents and say, hey, we've got this guy who has been removed from ministry over credible accusations of abuse of minor children, and he's living next door to school. Ray continued some priestly functions until he was finally removed and laicized in 2012. The survivor network of those abused by priests have argued that Prevost's decision of endangering children by failing to ensure proper oversight or transparency regarding Ray's history is a crime. And, I don't see any excuse for this. How can you take someone who's removed from ministry for these horrible things and let him reside on church money, on church property, next to an elementary school, Catholic elementary school? I don't want a man like that as Pope. That's not zero tolerance. That's not taking the problem in the church seriously. That we have evil wolves in sheep's clothing, and you're going to give him a free place to live next to a Catholic elementary school? No way. This man does not deserve to be the Pope. Prevost, Cardinal Prevost, no way. Cardinals who are going into conclave in 2 days should not elect Cardinal Prevost. But there's more. In Peru, Prevost has been accused of failing to open canonical investigation into the allegations of abuse by 2 priests, Father Eleuterio Vasquez Gonzalez and Father Ricardo Yesquin of the Diocese of Chiclayo. The allegations are made by 3 women, Ana Maria, Ora Teresa, and Juana Mercedes Guisipe. They claim abuse occurred in 2007 with complaints formally raised in 2022. The women assert that Prevost met with them in April 2022, but did not initiate a formal investigation, despite an alleged admission of guilt by Vasquez in Prevost's presence. So the women are saying that Prevost the priest Vasquez admitted guilt in the presence of Prevost, and Prevost did nada. That's Spanish for nothing. They further claim that no decree was issued to open an investigation or impose precautionary measures. That was reported by The Pillar. The case gained significant attention in Peru with a 2024 investigative report by the Peruvian television program Fourth Power accusing Prevost of covering up the abuse. The allegations are particularly sensitive because Prevost, as prefect of the Dicastery for Bishops, oversees global enforcement of Vos Estis Lux Mundi, Pope Francis's decree on episcopal accountability for abuse cases. So he oversees the supposed reform of overseeing bishops' malpractice of abuse cases. He's the guy over that. And yet he seems to be guilty of it. Snap filed a complaint in March 2025, and critics have argued that Prevost's inaction undermines his credibility as a papal candidate. The Diocese of Chiclayo issued statements in September 2024 denying the cover-up allegations, asserting that Prevost followed canonical norms. They claim he met with the complaints, encouraged them to pursue civil authorities, imposed precautionary measures, removing Vasquez from his parish, and sent an initial investigation dossier to the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith. The diocese also disputes the claim that Vasquez admitted guilt, declaring that any admission related to celebrating public mass is not abuse. Prevost supporters argue the case was dismissed due to statute of limitations and lack of evidence. Don't like it. I don't like the first one. I don't like the second one. The first one I think is even worse, that he would place a priest with credible accusations next to a Catholic school and not notify the parents, not notify the administration of school. It's unacceptable. This man shouldn't be a cardinal. He shouldn't be a pope. If you agree with me, hit the thumbs up, like today's show, share it. Okay, so I think he is the scariest dark horse. I think there is behind the scenes rallying behind Prevost. He looks more moderate, but he's actually liberal, and I think he's careless, according to these reports. All right, let's look at some other possibles. We talked about Parolin, talked about Prevost. Of course, we have to talk about the Asian Francis, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle. People say he's charismatic. I've seen him. You know, he does karaoke. He's seen.
What's wrong with Israel?